right, everybody. Welcome to BO Boys. Fuck it, it's a raw feed. We're doing it live. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. Clayton, this is our episode 2 of our Kirk exclusive series on the Kirk Minahan YouTube network. And man, oh man, we have a doozy here for you. We have got a bombshell special guest. So we're here to welcome Ben Salami. Ben Salami, thank you for joining us on the BO Boys Kirk exclusive on the Kirk Minahan YouTube network. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Um, so so Ben Salami, you're here because this past week you put out a viral tweet. And listen, viral tweets are a dime a dozen, but this was a tweet that I think broke news. Probably, I mean, Clayton, you've said it the second you saw this. This is the biggest movie story of the year to date.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna put it up on the screen so everyone will see this. Ben Salami was at a movie theater and he's gonna tell us the story, but in this tweet, took a picture of a man at the movie theater in the row in front of him at a screening of Love Lies Bleeding. Man has penis out. He's got various liquor bottles and other contraband on the table next to him. He's asleep. And Ben Salami wrote, I think what's going to be an immortal phrase here.
Mhm.
Ben Salami wrote, went to go see Love Lies Bleeding, and this drunk guy jacked himself off to sleep. And that's what the picture shows. So, Ben Salami, first of all, thank you. Thank you for not just being on the show, but thank you for your bravery in recording
service.
this. I'm going to start by asking you, did you ever have any worries about posting something so honest and so important? You know, did you have a moment of fear before you posted it that this story might be too big to be a part of? Or did you know you had to do it? Tell us about that moment.
That did, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing that did not cross my mind.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
like, so at surface, like it's very fun,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also at the same time, like I don't care what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Just put your penis away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a huge that's words to live by in so many cases, but I think especially in the movie theater.
Now, Ben, do you mean put
mhm.
your penis away after you've jerked yourself off, or just don't ever pull it out? Just to get clarification.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
when should
shouldn't pull it out ever, but
Okay.
you definitely don't want to get caught doing it. Put it away before you fall asleep.
Right.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, Pat, I'm sorry. I'm jumping in here because
Jump
I
in.
just need you. I would just love you to set the scene here because obviously this gentleman was having a ball of a time, not just with his own member, but with various substances. So how close were you seated to this gentleman? And was there anything going on during the movie to make you think something's gonna happen here?
So, there's every time I go to the movies now, I'm telling someone to shut up or to be quiet. Every time now.
Mhm.
Like that's nothing new. This guy was yelling like gibberish during the movie.
Mm.
Told him to shut up. Like me and then other random people in the theater also told him to, be quiet.
Mhm.
And then movie ends. One of my friends is like, this dude straight up passed out. And I look, like he has like all this stuff next to him. And then we leave the theater. I forget my glasses. I go back. The lights are on. Like the cleaning crew, like was clearly there, but then left. And then so that's how the managers found out because the cleaning crew went in there, saw him,
Right.
penis out.
Right. Right.
Jerked himself off to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. So the cleaning crew and they're right for knowing this. His penis out goes beyond a soda cup on the floor or popcorn on a seat. That as hard a job as that's still their responsibility to clean up. It's not the responsibility of a movie theater cleaning crew to put a man's penis away and then wake him up.
Yeah, he was asleep like the entire time. He did not know
Wow.
The cleaning crew was in there at all.
Wow. So listen, and obviously plead the fifth on any of this, but we have to ask some questions. Were at any point in that movie, you said he was speaking gibberish. Did any of that gibberish lead you to believe that this man was jacking himself off during the
No,
movie?
not at all.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
There's
So
no,
is
like,
gibberish
just there's no, talking to the screen in a sexual manner or anything
No,
like that. Okay, okay. Did you
right.
hear any, like, wet boot sounds? Any sort of, like anything that you would think there's sort of a jerking off situation happening
no.
in the
I mean,
moment?
so I had no clue what he was doing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're gonna jerk off to any movie, that's a good one to jerk off to. But
Okay. Right.
do it at home.
Yeah,
Yes. 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 I mean,
'cause
especially in this streaming age, and Clayton
Yeah,
and I, I don't know if you've ever listened to the BO Boys before, but if you did, you would know we are big proponents of the movie going experience. Get out to the theaters.
yeah.
Don't just watch stuff on streaming. Get to the theaters. But if you need to jack off, we do stress then stick to streaming
Mhm.
or,
Yeah.
DVD rental, whatever you could get at home. Or theaters where that's meant for. Because listen, free Pee-wee, we still say that Pee-wee's wrongfully prosecuted.
Right.
Uh
Fred
um
Willard Fred Willard as well,
Fred
Yeah.
Willard
RIP.
as well, free Fred Willard, but that's not what this movie theater was. Like, I mean, did
No.
you I'll ask because, you know, I've never been to the movie theater that you was it a chain or you at an AMC where this happened or
MJR.
MJR? Okay. And when you walk into an MJR theater, because we don't have those in New York, I don't think. I've
Oh,
never been to
okay.
an MJR theater. Do they warn you that patrons may jack off in this showing? Like, is that a known possibility or is that something
No.
unexpected? Okay.
No, very unexpected. Like I was fully like prepared to see people jack off for Dune, but not for this movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so that's fair. You went into this not expecting someone to jack off, and they did it right in the row in front of you. Looking
Yeah.
at his table of substances, is this a
Yeah.
dine-in theater? Were these served to him by a waiter, or did he bring these in?
No, he definitely smuggled those in.
Okay.
Okay,
So there wasn't like a cigarette girl that walks around and
Yeah,
sells
yeah,
Marlboros at an
yeah.
MJ. Okay.
so he had it seems like some bourbon, right? I mean, what could you make out there, Clayton? There's Marlboro Reds,
He had some he had some hard liquor. He had
Fireball.
Marlboro Reds. It looked like he also possibly a vape.
Yeah,
Mm,
he had a vape pen, like 2 pints of Fireball.
Yep.
wow. Wow.
Man.
Was
And
he vaping during the did you catch vape smoke, vape juice during the
I did not.
Okay.
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 Now, was there also a little bit of cocaine involved? I heard there was some other sort of hard drugs he was doing.
So it's kind of hard to see, but if you zoom in on the photo, he
Mhm.
has like either like a plastic tray or like a small mirror with a
I
dollar bill
see
rolled
it.
up. So it's
Yes.
either cocaine. I'm not too sure, but it's a hard narcotic.
Yes,
If
I
that is
see it.
cocaine, it's also very impressive that he wound up passed out and asleep
Yeah.
because listen, I'm not an expert on cocaine, and I think that's something we should have Clayton as we cover the story as a cocaine expert
Well, I
on
could
here.
cover this.
Yeah.
Usually you do cocaine to continue drinking. So the
Mhm.
fact that he was able to do cocaine and pass out means that this gentleman is of a different species than us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. eh, so he has all these substances on the table. He has his cocaine, he has his Marlboro Reds, he has his Fireball on there. I'm not noticing any movie theater concessionary items. I'm not noticing a large Pepsi. I'm not noticing any
No.
popcorn. And I do ask this because to get
No,
back to the
no
main
snow
crime,
caps.
the
No snow
jacking
caps.
off, there was no popcorn. No, did you? I mean, I'm just gonna say, did you see any popcorn or popcorn butter that may have been used in this incident?
No, but I mean, if you are gonna jack off, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, thank you, Ben Salami. I mean, as you're proving your bona fides as a frequent movie theater goer, because that is 100% true. If you're going to jack off in a movie theater, you should have some popcorn butter with you.
Yeah,
Is
and
it
that's what the
possible?
Dune popcorn bucket is for.
Exactly. Well, I mean, great. I mean, that is so true in that I know he was going to see Love Lies Bleeding, but why not bring in the Dune popcorn bucket to
Yeah.
do the deed here? It seems like that's almost, if he was in front of a judge and he had got caught jacking off in a theater using the Dune popcorn bucket, I do think you, in that case, you have to acquit, because the movie theater
Yeah.
industry is basically telling you to do that.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, do you think it's possible that because I'm looking at the photo. I'm not like, on my phone or what. I'm looking at this photo with
Right.
great interest.
Right.
That I'm seeing. I'm looking in the cup holder, and I'm. Is it possible that he may have put some popcorn butter, poured it into the cup holder, so that
Mm.
he could dip his hands in order to slicken his penis and jerk himself? Is that possible?
I guess
You did not smell butter.
no, there's no butter. I mean, it just.
Okay.
I mean, as far as I thought he was just drinking Fireball straight.
Okay. Here's
Incredible. This man is incredible. I mean, it's
You know,
incredible in bad ways, in that you shouldn't
yeah.
be
Oh, of
jacking
course.
off penis off in a theater, but just impressive that he was. Well, here's the thing. I mean, I got to ask this question based on this photo.
Mhm. I pointed this out, by the way. I know where you're going.
I mean, it does seem that there was no completion in this process by
I
this man.
also noticed that.
Yeah.
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 So
No semen was present on the shirt.
right,
There's no remnants on the hands.
right.
So he must have
There's
not
not a something about Mary's type
Right.
hairdo that,
on his
yeah,
ear,
on
hanging
his
from his
ear.
ear.
Right,
Or on
right.
his extra pair of pants.
Yes. He did have more than one pair of pants, it appears.
Yeah. So he did go into this situation expecting to have to change pants.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, so at first I thought that was like his jacket, but it does look like an extra pair of pants.
Mhm.
Right. He was expecting to ruin pants at Love
Yeah.
Lies Bleeding. That was the expectation when he bought this ticket.
Premeditated.
It's wow. I mean, you may have to be called up onto the stand at some point based on Ben Salami. And if the prosecutor's trying to prove premeditation jacking off, then this
Yeah,
is
it's right
damning.
there.
It's right there. The pants are right there.
Now, do you think, Ben, that this is going to create some sort of viral challenge where
Yeah.
how
Oh
many
God.
substances can you intake and complete a jerk off before you fall asleep? Because this is not great promotion for the movie. I mean, if he were to have completed, I do think it's better promotion. The
Sure.
fact that he did not complete the act before falling asleep sort of is a little bit damning for the movie.
A little bit.
Yeah. So number one, what did you think of the movie? Did you enjoy it, or were you too busy thinking about this guy jerking himself off to sleep?
So no, the movie was actually very good. Everyone
Mhm.
should go see it, cock or no cock. Just go
Mhm.
see it.
Right.
Okay. Now,
That's also a great tagline for Love Lies Bleeding, is go see this, cock or no cock.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fall asleep.
Don't
Don't
fall
fall
asleep.
asleep, I think, is what should be the tagline. Is Love Lies Bleeding, don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it assumes that other things can happen. Just don't fall asleep while you're doing
Yeah.
it. But yeah, so you would say then this is not damning for the movie. It was the other substances that kept this gentleman from completion. If he were have been more of sober mind, this movie was good enough that he would have completed the act.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. That's
Great.
great.
Yeah.
And do you think, now you said he was speaking gibberish, he was otherwise being a problem for other moviegoers,
Yeah.
and you were telling him to shut up, other people
Yeah.
were telling him to shut up. Do you think that affected his ability? And I'm not blaming you, and I'm not blaming the other theater goers for his lack of completion, but do you think that was an issue for this man in being able to complete the act? The fact that dozens of people in a theater were shushing him, yelling at him, telling him to shut the fuck up.
So I will say, if the normal pervert was doing that, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But for him personally, no.
Oh,
So
wow.
for context, I went to go see Madam Web at that same theater, and
Mhm.
that same exact guy was in an altercation, a physical altercation in my
Wow.
theater, harassing couples, like while the credits were rolling, and right in front of me, I saw someone full swing smack him across the face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much more to the story. So this gentleman is a recurring menace at this theater.
Yes. So I've been going to this specific movie theater for over 2 decades,
Mhm.
Okay.
but I've only seen him so far twice.
Okay.
Wow.
But fairly recently, do you think he's a new transplant to the neighborhood? Do you think he has
It's
moved
possible.
in next to somebody and he
Mhm.
is their problem as well? I mean, maybe not for a little bit because he's going to be in the Hoosgow for, I don't know, a few weeks. So he did get arrested, correct?
Correct.
Do we know if there were charges brought up? Is he spending an extended time, or is that to be updated later?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I was told by one of the managers that they were going to press charges.
Okay.
So
Wow.
from what I heard, one of the cleaning crew who saw him was under the age of 18.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
he's
Yeah,
Oh,
done.
he's going on a list.
He's on a list. So
he's on the
so
list.
we
Wow.
could find this gentleman because that list is available to the public.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. So, wow.
Will
Okay.
we do a from prison interview with this gentleman, Pat? Is that something in the future? And Ben, would you like to be involved in this?
Uh, yeah, maybe. I'd have to think
Maybe.
about that.
That was the
Right.
right answer, Ben. That
Yeah.
was the absolute right answer.
Yes.
Maybe. A
Yes.
very hesitant maybe. A very
Very hesitant
Yeah.
polite
maybe is
Yeah.
where
polite
everyone should
maybe.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone should be at a hesitant maybe when the question is, do you want to speak to the man who jacked himself off to sleep at Love Lies Bleeding?
Mhm.
Right.
So do you think this theater, and this is a theater that you frequent before
Yeah.
we got on the air, you said this is close to where you live at your home
Yeah.
theater. Do you think that this patron who jacked himself off to sleep with a bottle of Fireball is going to be, will there be a picture of him at the ticket booth? Do you think that they will be able to keep him out going forward? Or do you expect, Godzilla X Kong, the collab in a few weeks, you might be sitting next to this man?
No, so the manager was very clear that he's never coming back.
Wow.
I'm more concerned that my face is going to be up there saying, "Don't let this guy in."
No,
Oh, that would never happen. That would never happen. And if it does, you come to us and you let us know because we will our wanna BO boys, wanna BO girls, wanna BO people will
people.
not stand for that. You are a hero
Yeah.
and you should be treated as such.
Yes. Yes.
I feel bad because I know they were getting a ton of phone calls.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I never expected for that photo to blow up as much as it did.
Mhm.
Right. 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 Because yes, you rarely put a picture of a passed out man's penis online and expect anything to come of it.
Mhm.
Right.
Because honestly, nothing came of it before. So why should
Yeah.
anything come
Yeah.
of it now? Um so so are you a reporter by trade, or is this one the first story you've broken, and now do you have a taste for it? Is this the start of a journalistic career? Obviously, there's a lot of problems in the media industry as far as jobs right now and such, but I mean, I feel like this story that you broke rockets you to the top of a list of up and coming reporters.
Mhm.
So my day job has nothing to do with journalism.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I do photography as a hobby. But I mean, if someone were to offer me a journalism job, I mean, I'm not going to say no.
Not going to say no to a position. I mean, and as far as photography goes,
Oh,
this image with
you
this
have a
quote,
talent.
yeah, and I could see this as this centerpiece of a gallery showing.
Mhm.
I would travel out to a gallery just to see a full wall, floor to ceiling of this image of the drunk guy who jacked himself off to sleep. I mean, that could be the name of the show, honestly.
Yeah.
And then you
So
take it
I
from
mean,
there.
my
Yeah.
wife did say that it was like a Renaissance painting.
Yep. Yeah.
It truly is. It shows the fallibility of man. It shows what we all truly are,
Right.
and we're ashamed of, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the photo. You know, you really have to take like 12 hours to digest it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the new sort of Nighthawks at the diner situation, I feel like, just because of the way it makes you feel the shadows on the table with all the substances
Yeah,
really is powerful. That's our shadow selves and what we do to each other, you know,
Right.
and like what we do to ourselves with these things. And then that just that, you know, that mushroom top, there's no other way to say it, just
Right.
sort of
yeah,
peeking out from those passed out fingers. There's just something very powerful about this image. And I think it's an image that people will not forget
no.
anytime soon. I know I won't. It's seared into my brain.
Well,
Uh,
what I thought was very interesting is that it's only tip. There's no shaft. It's
No
only tip.
shaft. Absolutely.
It
Just a
goes like
big old, yeah.
base tip.
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah. It's real powerful stuff. And we could all listen, as horrible as what he did is, um, but for the grace of God, it could be any of us. And we all know that. And we are happy to be on the other side of this image.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we could all see the top of our heads and the top of our mushrooms in that photo
Mhm.
if things took a bad turn for any of us.
right.
Um, I want to throw out one possibility here that not to be conspiracy guy, but I'm going to
But
throw
go
the
there.
tinfoil hat on for 1 second, everyone.
I usually do this. So this is interesting, Pat. I'm wondering where you're going.
So I think it was a year or two ago, maybe it was fall 2022. The movie Smile came out, hit theaters, surprise
Yes.
hit horror film. And Clayton and I talked about this a lot when this movie came out. A great viral marketing campaign for Smile was
The
the
baseball
weeks
suit.
leading up to exactly Ben Salami. They sent smilers, actors posing as smilers to sit in behind home plate at various baseball games. Viral promotion, people were tweeting it, and everyone talking about Smile. Is there any chance? And I'm guessing no, because you've seen this man in action getting slapped in the weeks before this incident. But is there any chance that this man was hired by the producers of Love Lies Bleeding to take out his mushroom top, get photographed, viral moments, promote the film Love Lies Bleeding? And obviously they told him do not finish, because then, the finish would make it too graphic of an image to be even on Twitter X. Even
Mhm.
Yeah.
Twitter X, I think, has a limit in terms of you could show a
Jism.
mushroom top, but you can't
How
show the
much
jism.
can you show in one photo?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. So is there any chance, guys, that this gentleman was part of a viral marketing campaign for Love Lies Bleeding? Any chance?
I mean, it's extremely slim. They would have to put in a lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to know this guy's like history with like narcotics and alcoholism, because what I didn't know that this dude was 33. That's the
Oh,
same age as me. If you ever saw this guy, he looks 55.
wow.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I mean, but that's the kind of guy you seek out. You go to these,
Yeah.
there could have been an executive from A24
Mm-hmm.
sitting in that Madam Web showing, seeing this
Mm,
guy and thinking, we could do something with him.
right.
And no
Right.
one would ever think that we would allow this or have this happen in our theater,
Right.
or in a theater while our movie's playing. But this is how you get traction now, because
Right.
Yeah.
something like Love Lies Bleeding, it's not something that you can have commercials during NBA games and get people to go. It's going to be these viral tweets, like something like you did. And now we're not, of course, saying that you are a shell and you are a part of it.
No.
I think this was a tableau that was set up for somebody to discover, and they just happened to have somebody who, I mean, luckily has an amazing eye for photography and captured this moment. So I
Right.
think everything sort of came together. Now, do you think that this is going to help the box office at all? Do you think people will go to this movie now after just
Oh,
hearing
100%.
the name of it through your tweet?
100%.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just hope that that specific movie theater does not, um, take any negative like heat from it. But
Yes.
Right. 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 I mean, listen, we said it, you've established it, but it was worth repeating. The movie theater did not sell this man the vape
no,
pen, the vape juice, the Marlboro Reds,
The
the
Fireball
bourbon, the Fireball, or the cocaine,
or the cocaine.
or the mirror,
No.
yeah,
So it is not their fault. Those were all contraband. If this man had jerked himself off to sleep, and next to him was movie theater popcorn, soda, Mike and Ike's, then I would say, okay, maybe it is something to do with the theater
right.
selling, but
Hmm.
there were no Mike and Ike's there.
No,
No. Um, Clayton, I mean, this has been fascinating, and this is definitely the movie story of the year up to this point.
Yeah.
And thank you, Ben Salami, for Clayton. Is there anything else that you have to ask the great Ben Salami here before we wrap this up? I mean, I
No,
think obviously we'll be covering this for months and months. The story's gonna get bigger, but
yeah.
anything else tonight for our guest?
No, not at all. I mean, obviously you were going to do this, but I just want to thank you for what you did. I mean, we love to
Mhm.
get boots on the ground from theaters. We've done it ourselves. We've taken pictures of vomit at Terrifier 2 when
Mhm.
people were saying
oh
it's not
yeah,
happening, it's not happening. We took one of the verified photos of vomit during that.
Yeah.
I think this is as big or
Oh,
bigger maybe than that.
this is bigger. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I'm man enough to admit when I've been topped, and the this man jacking himself off to sleep at Love Lies Bleeding is bigger than the vomit for Terrifier 2. And I think we know producers from Terrifier 2 who listen to this,
Hmm.
they're gonna up their game for Terrifier 3 after this. Like there will be exploding heads with blood pouring out, and
Hmm.
someone will shit themselves at Terrifier 3 to top what happened at Love Lies Bleeding. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I
so
just
this
wanna
is
thank
bigger.
him for his service and his boots on the ground and for being like you said earlier, Pat, brave to
Yeah,
put out this tweet, this very important tweet and this very important photo.
yes, yes. um Ben Salami, you're a photographer. Is there anything that you would like to let our wannabe o boys, wannabe o girls, wannabe o people
People.
here on the Kirk Minahan YouTube channel? Anything that you would like them to know, follow you, find work of yours, or do you want all of them to leave you the hell alone, which is also completely fair?
Mhm.
so if you want movie reviews, follow me on Letterboxd, Ugly Ex Korean. If you like film photography, follow my Instagram, Active Film Shooter. But yeah, I think that's it.
That's great. Clayton, I mean, this has been a landmark episode of the BO Boys Kirk exclusive here.
Mhm.
So just I don't know what else to say. I think this is going to be a historic episode, and I also again want to thank our guest Ben Salami, and I don't want to thank him because he's about to go on some registry, so we definitely shouldn't
Ye
be caught thanking this person.
No, no, no,
So
no,
we
no.
won't, and
We
I'll
won't
leave it
thank
at
him.
that. I'll leave it at that. I won't
Yes.
thank the other person that I was about to maybe thank, but
Yeah.
I will not thank that
Thank
person.
you for not thanking him.
You're welcome for me not thanking him. All right, so I think that's it. So that is episode 2 of the BO Boys Kirk exclusive on the Kirk and Minahan YouTube channel. And everyone, good night, and stay safe out there, and
Mhm.
don't jack yourself off to sleep at a movie theater.
No.
Thank you
All
guys.
right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ben.